Okay, well, hopefully I'm here live and hopefully you can hear me. So just give us a nod if you can hear me. Hi, Cheekstar. How's it going? Um, so, yeah, just waiting to make sure everything's all right. Um, how is everyone? Right, I've got a few different things to do, not just talk about the 31 days of Halloween that I did. I've got a little bit of a sort of unboxing for you. Um, and actually, I need to get some DVDs. Um, but yeah, and I got some films to talk about, a few little sort of pickups, just so it's a little bit more exciting. And of course, the results for the competition. Um, so, uh, can someone tell me if I'm audible? um, because I don't. This is not my laptop, and it's not really set up for that kind of thing. I don't even know if I need this. Whether I should just go with "Hello, Cheeksa." Yes, it could be a bit of a slow connection. Actually, one moment. Yes, you're audible, Trevor. Thank you, Cheekster. Katie, can you push the door open, please? Because I don't want it to affect the Wi-Fi. Right, open. It's right. You're not on camera. Don't worry. Okay, so there's three of you there. Who else have we got? Because I can't believe it's just Cheekster three times. um, yes, obviously the 31 days of Halloween took a lot longer than I thought. I don't need these in my ears because I'm the only one talking, and I don't need to hear myself quite so loudly. Um, but yes, so I had planned to do to actually start in September, um, because I wanted to watch more really than there's so many pairs of movies that I could watch, and I wanted to get through more. And I even sort of planned to go into November, but was only going to stick with the 31 days for the competition and everything and that sort of stuff. So, um, but life got in the way. And actually, the first week that I was doing the 31 days of Halloween, I was actually on holiday. So the vlogs you saw were recorded in September. And obviously, I did watch the films. I didn't just sit there and talk about films that I hadn't watched. And but that's the magic of making movies and all that kind of stuff. And this clever thing called the internet. So um, yeah, so, where's my phone? Here's my phone. So let me look at my list, um, and we'll go over what I watched. Come on, phone, wake up. Oh, that's dirty. Uh, so, Cheekster, how many films did you end up doing in however long you spent watching horror films, mate? Because I know you clearly watched a hell of a lot. And let's go now. Um, let's wake this up. And October double bills. So yeah, 90. Oh man. Too much time on your hands, eh? Okay. So yes, obviously I started with Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, then Day of the Dead. And I suppose at first you don't realise that the name's changed. It's not Dawn of the Living Dead or Day of the Living Dead, is it? So when you understand that Romero and his partner sort of split ways and you kind of got two franchises out of it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But obviously, they both start with Night of the Living Dead because that was a joint effort, wasn't it? Um, so maybe next year I could. Mind you, there's no remakes of Return of the Living Dead or anything like that, is there? So Yes. Then of course I did Rabbit, The Hills Have Eyes, Evil Dead, Friday the 13th. Now Piranha, um, I did, and actually, let me get through the rest of the thingy, the list. And Piranha seems to be the video that disappeared. So I don't know what happened to that. I didn't record it or what, or is it there? It's been quite awkward trying to get all this organised. You see, um, well, I would hope, Cheekster, that they were all horror films because it was, you know, Halloween is for horror films. But yeah, wow, 90 horror films. That's quite a list. You'll have to email me the list. It'd be interesting to see what you've watched. So after Piranha, it was My Bloody Valentine, The Fly, Amityville Horror, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which I've actually got the new Arrow 4K on order. So my Kino Lorber skew, I'm going to pass on to someone. And then it was Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Omen. What I had planned to also watch was Last House on the Left, um, Pet Cemetery, The Thing, Maniac, Deathline, Stroke, Midnight Meat Train. Not necessarily direct remake, but you know, very similar concept. The Haunting. I've not seen either of those films. The Crazies and the 2001 Maniacs and 2000 Maniacs and 2001 Maniacs. Um, but let me just pop off a bit. Sorry about that. You didn't really need to see all that, but never mind. Um, so yes, the week I was away, I didn't quite watch a film every night, but my wife was very kind and allowed me to watch films. Mind you, she just sort of went off to bed and I stayed down and watched horror films. Um, but what I did watch to add to that list, not in this order, but there's this film called Tenant. It's not bad. Basically, there's this family in a house, and they have kind of a second house in their grounds, and they rent out. So they needed someone to live there, and they put an advert out, and they got this bloke. And strange things start to happen. He's starts off being very nice and gentlemanly and everything, and then things get a bit creepy. It's a bit of a sort of a cult thing going on in the film as well. Um, so it's not a bad watch. As it got to the end and everything, I was like, okay, this is not quite as good as I was hoping. Um, but yeah, let me know if you've seen it. And yeah, this DVD obviously comes with a slip. I got this in a charity shop, so this is me being economic and trying out films before I sort of go ahead and spend a lot more money on them. So it's probably 50p or something like that. Now this film called The Oak Room. This was not quite so much a horror. Obviously, I didn't know that at the time, but that cover kind of there you go. That sort of denotes a bit of blood, doesn't it? Um, and yeah, basically, this guy runs this um, bar out in the middle of nowhere. I think it's a Canadian film. I might be wrong, but and obviously it's winter, and this young lad comes in and he owes the barman money. So there's a whole sort of he's obviously known him as a child and everything, and this, that, and the other. Um, and the young lad wants to tell the barman a story. Now, usually it's the other way around, isn't it? But the barman kind of won't keep listening because he owes him money and everything, and this, that, and the other. And the story he sort of tells him leads to what else happens in the film, and it's not what the barman's expecting. And it's actually a pretty damn good film, I have to say. I would say this is worth checking out. Again, this is a DVD with a nice slip, and it's quite a new release because, as you can see, it's got the new certificate logo rather than the one with the BBFC on it. Yes, there's the back. Yeah, not a bad film. The Oak Room. Then now this has Kate Beckinsale and Luke Wilson in it, and it's called Vacancy. Um, there's a little bit of Motel Hell in this, which is fine. Motel Hell is quite an old film, so this will be a sort of a nod to it. It's not a remake by any means, but um, this couple, they're having marriage problems, but they're on a journey somewhere, and their car starts to have trouble. So they need a room, which is a little bit forced upon them. So you always know that something's up there. But so they get into the room, and they find these VHS tapes. And there's some unpleasant things on the VHS tapes, let's say. And yeah, things really start to go wrong for them. And it's a bit of a survival situation that they get into. So I would say this is worth checking out as well. Again, charity shop. I only buy DVDs now from charity shops, really. Um, Dave, how you doing, my friend? I'm glad you made it onto the live stream. Haha, good afternoon. So Dave Millage, Millage, is that correct? It's not mileage, it's millage. Been a long time follower of the channel. He came to me from John Clancy's channel, and he says, haha, good afternoon, Trevor. Dave here, made it finally. Early AM here, so greetings to the chat. Yes, that's anyone else in the chat. So that's great to see, Dave. Right, yes, back to the films. And so one that I watched, and actually Keith at Euphoria Pictures also watched this recently, or got a Blu-ray of it anyway. And it is Frozen. Pretty cool story, I have to say. And again, it's a survival film. But Dave says, yes, correct. Good to be with you guys. Listening to your list. Cheers. Cool. Yeah. So I don't know how many live streams you've watched, Dave, but basically I sit here and talk crap and you listen. um, but yes, Frozen. This is a very good horror film. Not like brilliant, but it was good to watch. One of those single location films, essentially, because obviously they get stuck on that up at the top of the mountain, and it's the end of the season. Everything else turns off around them, and they're all left there by themselves. So that's definitely worth checking out, and I'll probably upgrade this to Blu-ray. It's a Momentum film, so I believe there was a slip on the Blu-ray. And now a film, something I did that I very rarely do. It may only be the second time I've ever done it, and I put this on, and because it says Extreme Edition, and I was like, okay, this would be good. But I got literally 5 minutes in and I had to turn it off. It was just awful. I will try and finish it because it could get better, and I know why it was awful. Because it's called 2001 Maniacs, Field of Screams. Now, if you've seen 2000 Maniacs and you know how sort of kooky and just the way they act in the film and everything, I think this is trying to replicate that or emulate that, and not quite sort of following on from 2001 Maniacs with Robert Englund. So, but yeah, I literally got 5 minutes in and turned it off. Wanted to enjoy my holiday, not have it ruined. So yeah, they're the DVDs I watched while I was on holiday. And you've seen all the vlogs and everything for the other films I watched. But basically, yeah. So this is obviously the Piranha version I watched, my 4K from Shout Factory, and picture was really nice. And of course, I had pictures and everything to show you guys, shots that I'd taken of my screen like I normally do. And but yeah, I don't know what happened to the video. Um, and I also have this second sight steelbook, which is really nice. So I will be keeping that because it's too nice to get rid of. Yes, it's in a protective uh, plastic sleeve. Um, and then, of course, I had to watch the remake. Um, this is a sort of a great scene from Richard Dreyfuss near the beginning, and that's quite fun. And he's sort of singing the song that they sing on the orca in Jaws, which is cool. Um, and I haven't seen it in 3D yet. Obviously, my system does do 3D, but we still haven't got around to getting the glasses. So at some point, I should watch this in 3D. Um, yeah, it's not a bad film. It takes a Mickey out of itself a bit, and yes, the whole 3D, and of course the second remake is 3 double D. So yes, there's lots of nudity and whatnot in there. But yeah, not a bad little film. I quite liked it. So that was that vlog essentially. The original was way better. Excuse me, the original is way better than the remake. But yeah, I quite like them both. And Ving Rhames is also in the remake. He gets a bit of a grisly end, but there's some pretty cool special effects in the remake. And actually, I think the special effects in the original were really good. The simple way they've done the fish under the water, and just the sort of shaky cam and everything, and it really works. They've achieved quite a bit in just very simple means. Um, so let's have a little bit of a haul, um, and let's start there. So I went to CEX and I part exchanged some Blu-rays that I had, and I actually gave a load of DVDs to a charity shop as well. But so of course I got quite a bit of credit in CEX, and immediately I went over to the 4Ks and I had a look. Now this first one's not a 4K, but I wanted this so I could do a double bill with the original, and it is the remake of Carrie. As you see, I only paid £6 for it, so not bad. Of course, I know how to get these CEX stickers off. They might just peel off, but otherwise I'll use my lighter fluid technique. Um, and no, I didn't get that from John Perry. I already knew about that, but it's great that he'd done quite a few episodes showing people how to do the technique. Because I got my own video somewhere in my playlist where I did it on what was it, Machete, with the slipcover and everything. So right, seeing as my wife and I saw a clip of this at John Clancy's when we went to visit them a few months ago, and my wife decided she really wanted to see the film. I thought, well, I'm going to have to buy it, aren't I? And for £5 and with a slip, I wasn't going to leave Tenet there, was I? Tenet, not Tenant. So yeah, at some point I'll give this a watch and I'll let you know what I think of it. But so yes, that's that one. Now this I was quite pleased that I found another Nolan film actually, and this is probably my favorite or one of my favorite Christopher Nolan films. Yes, I'm not the biggest fan of his, but I do like some of his films. And this one I had to pay a little bit more for, but I don't mind because it had the slip, and it is Inception. So every time I've seen this in HMV anywhere, obviously there's been no slip, so I've just kind of left it there. But no, in the CEX they had it, so I was like, right, I'm taking that. So I've actually got the Blu-ray box set, the one that comes in the little case and everything. But I got that second hand, and it never came with the art card, so I might have to scour eBay for some of the art cards, and so I can complete that box set. But and then right below the 4Ks, I I glanced at this spine of a DVD. I was like, that's a band I like. I wonder how much that is. And you probably won't. This isn't the kind of music you've been listening to when you've been doing the movie clips. That's death metal. This is thrash metal. So this band Slayer, um, War at the Warfield. So this is obviously a live DVD. And yes, that spine was screaming out at me. £2 that was, and the disc is immaculate. I was really pleased. Must get this the right way. There we go. So that was great. And then next to it, now I'm not the biggest fan of this band, but I'm a very big fan of this era of the band. And there was a box set that came out in the VHS days, basically called Live Shit, Binge and Purge. Um, and it had a T-shirt in, it had CDs in, the VHSs, and various other bits and bobs. But obviously, years later, they did a DVD version, and this is it. So this is also missing one thing, but I don't mind that too much. As I said, I'm not the media's in there. The three DVDs and a couple of CDs are in there. Um, Oops, wrong way. There we go. And there's also a stencil in there, which has not been used. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's meant to be like a replica ticket or flyer or something, poster or whatever it is. I don't know. And all five discs are housed in this lovely chunky case. But I said to the guy before he put them in, "Can I check them, please?" And he showed me the media side, and they were immaculate too. Um, that was a nice little haul, and of course, I just used the credit that I had just gained. Just gonna have a drink. Right. So Cheekster says, I managed to purchase Tenet on 4K UHD for under a fiver from a third-party seller on Amazon. Wow. No idea why it was so cheap. Rude not to at that price. Definitely not, mate. That's the time you pounce on those things, isn't it? I've many a time got some cheap 4Ks through Zavvi, and wasn't too fussed at the time if they had slips, but I think most of them did turn up with slips, and that was like um, 3 for 30 or something like that, and I did it quite a few times, so I ended up with 9 or 12 4Ks for very little money, really. So yes, this little unboxing, right? So the other day I was watching a Rock God 2004 video, and he got a few packages as so yeah, Nige, obviously, if you know his channel, John Perry and Nige uh, do a live stream about video nasties, which is kind of what inspired the video nasty series between Bumper and I. Anyway, he got a category 3 video nasty from a brand new company um, called Treasured Films, and this is their only third release, or only their third release. Get my English right. Um, and it is Mausoleum. Now, keep going the wrong way. I've never seen this film, and I knew there was like DVDs and whatnot out there. So, but when I found out that this existed, I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to purchase that. So I did. And let's break into it here. Da, da, da. So there's the J card. Quite a bit of bonus by the looks of it. Um, there's the back and the front. Spine, top and bottom of blank. Um, so it's only Blu-ray, but come on, it's very tightly packed. Oh man, oh dear. There we go. One Blu-ray. Creatures of Evil have just awakened, and it has reversible art as well. Nice. That's cool. I like that. Um, so yeah, it'd be great to see that. I might I might wait until Bumper and I get to Category 3, which will be years away, but doesn't matter. Um, I I'm kind of collecting all the video nasties. I've got 38 of the 39, um, and the only one I don't have, as the only one that most people don't have, is the Werewolf and the Yeti. So anyway, there is a nice book in here. It is a cool image, upside down kind of thing. I like that. Lots of text, and keep getting muddled up with this camera. And then there's some art cards. I won't go into those. But if you order early enough, there is a limited number of other goodies they send out with it. So essentially, you should get that by itself like that. But as Nigel pointed out, and he showed his, there is a fridge magnet, and this just came loose in the box, and a poster. Um, she's not naked. Nice little poster. So yes, so if you want a version, get ordering now, and hopefully you'll get the poster and everything too. Um, so Dave says, haha, yeah, again, for being video nasty. The artwork, covers, etc., are pretty attractive. Yeah, they are, Dave. I can't imagine you start collecting. Well, you might do. I'm glad you like zombie or zombie flesh eaters, as we know it over here. So I think there will be a few more you like, and if you, like you said, start going through my videos again. Now I believe the playlist originally I'd set to private, but now I've actually activated it to public. So because I know I've mentioned a playlist and maybe you've not been able to find it, but yes, there is definitely a playlist for the 39 series with everything in there, both channels, mine and Bumpers. Um, so right, well, this is the box set that someone's going to win. Um, so yes, I ran a competition, and so now I'm going to go through the answers, and we'll see who got them right. So get your answers in front of you, and if I can remember where I put them. Oh, same place. So, horror sound clips. Right. So the first sound clip, and you can tick these off, see if you got them right. Was Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, basically it's the scene where Clarice and the FBI agent, played by Scott, the whatever his name is, can't remember, are in an airplane, and he's filling her in basically on the whole situation and what they found so far. Um, and so number two was Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. So not the 2003 remake, but the one that came afterwards, which is the beginning. So like a prequel to the remake. And basically, it's the scene where Uncle Monty loses his legs, becomes legless, and kind of by accident because Leatherface is only meant to cut one off, and he goes a little bit too far, and he nicks the other one. So they say, "Well, we'll just even him up." um, so yes. Now, for bizarrely, a long time, I thought Ali Ermy was saying when Uncle Monty says, "What's this?" And when Ali Ermy says surgery, I kind of thought you were saying served you right, but sort of didn't finish his sentence. But it seemed really weird until I watched it more recently and on my better sound system, and it very clearly said surgery. So yeah, a bit weird, but come on, screen, stop going off. I need to clean that. It's not recognizing my fingerprint. Okay, now the one that's going to screw you over. Number three was a band called Stuck Mojo. Now, the screams you heard was only one person, and basically it was the same scream played twice, and that is from the film Halloween. It's where Laurie falls down the stairs, and you'll go, "Oh yes, I know that scene very well." So yes, now I listened to the song many times before I even watched Halloween, so I didn't know that that's where it was from until I watched the film. And she fell down the stairs, she screamed, and I went, "Oh, that's the clip that Stuck Mojo used." So there you go. That's number three. Number four. Um, that clip was from the film The Beyond, which I've only seen a couple of times. So well done for getting that one if you got it. And sorry, making sure I'm in the right place. One, two, three, four. So number five was from Hellraiser 2. I believe that's the one the Doctor is in, where Doctor whatever his name is has become a Cenobite. That's that scene. Um, yes, and then sort of to make it, I didn't want to make this too hard, but the one after that, which is oh god, I lost count again. One, two, three, four, five. So clip number six from vlog six was just Hellraiser. That's obviously when he gets all caught up in the chains, or the chains come out and latch onto him, and yeah, he just says Jesus wept. Um, so then afterwards, funny enough, the band being called Nostromo rather gives it away, doesn't it? But that was Alien, and that is not Bishop. Oh, I forget his name. Anyway, the droid, when he sort of says, "Oh, you have my sympathy," and it's like, "Yeah, whatever, mate." Um, then, well done if you guessed this. I knew I'd see. I could only put clips that I 100% know was was correct. Um, Now, I knew this sound clip from the Gorillaz song, and I knew I'd seen the film, but I couldn't remember which one. It just so happened that I watched the film early on, and it was Day of the Dead. So that's good. It's when he gets on the bullhorn, they land in the helicopter, and they're just trying to find out if there's anyone else around, obviously. And I thought that's the song that Gorillaz put with that. I think it works really well. Um, so then the clip after that is Devil's Advocate, one of the many great speeches that Al Pacino gives in his films. And him being the devil, he talks about what he thinks of God and that kind of thing. So great film too. Right. Oh, lost count again. I should have put numbers on these, didn't I? Shouldn't I? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. So this is number 10, clip 10, and that's aliens. Basically, when they sort of find the hive, and they're suddenly told that they can't fire their weapons because of the canisters and whatever are there. So they just have to use the flamethrower, and hence that's what he's screaming out for. They come across someone who's been encased in all that goop, haven't they? Um, so number 11, and now I'm going to make a little confession here. I am actually not 100% sure that this is correct, um, but I know it's a film I've watched recently. Um, but I was pretty damn sure that the clip of "There Is No God, Only Me" was from Ticks. So yeah. So what you guys been saying? Ash was the name of the android. Thank you, Cheeks. Yes, yes, you're correct. Um, and Dave, yes, Ash was stuck as a well. Decker came to mind. Yeah. Um, yes, there's so many character names, isn't there? It's hard to keep track of them all. I'm amazed at people that do. So well done. Um, where was I? Ticks. Yes. So um, it doesn't matter too much. It won't affect the scoring and whatever. Um, but if I'm ever wrong, I will come on video and say that I was wrong and blah blah blah. But I'm because I had a good look through the film at where I thought it was, and he didn't say it, so it must have been even earlier in the film. Um, I don't know. Anyway, so Ticks was that one. Um, so the one where he says, "Ah, now we're getting the proper response," and you got all the screaming ladies before he says that. That is a bit of an underground film. It is up there. Actually, it's not. I've got it over there for something because I now have the 4K. And I was watching the 4K, and then the line came, and I was like, "Oh, I've heard that in a song." Took my wife and I a while to hunt down which song it was. So there's me knowing what film the clip was from, but forgotten what song it was from. But anyway, yes, that film is Blood Sucking Freaks. Uh, it's an okay film. 88 released it on Blu-ray, but I think it's yes, Vinegar Syndrome. We've just done a 4K of it, and I shall be doing a review video soon. I've got some pictures. I thought I got rid of my 88 version, but I'm glad. I was looking for something up there and suddenly found it. I was like, oh wow, I still have it. Good. So I can do a picture comparison from the 88 Blu-ray and the Vinegar Syndrome 4K. Um, and then the last one, no, hang on. So there's two more. So number 13 again is Hellraiser 2. Basically, it's where the guy's been taken out of his padded cell. He feels that he's got cockroaches and things all over him. Um, the sound bite isn't from the padded cell, but it's from when he's on the mattress, and he's going to be sacrificed basically to bring back the woman. Um, so yes, he screams again, "Get them off me! Get them off me!" And it's quite horrendous sounding. I mean, that guy's voice must have been really hoarse afterwards. But great scene, great film. And then the last one, come on, phone, wake up. The last one was pretty easy, really, wasn't it? It was Event Horizon, and I thought that whole piece of sort of music, atmospheric music that the band made, because obviously the rest of the album that comes from is much more like the rest of the music you had to listen to. um, but yeah, I just thought it was a nice simple one. Now I've got plenty of other clips that at some point I may introduce. I tried to do it early on in the channel, but it was too early, and didn't really have enough viewers, and I think only one person got involved at one point. So um, yeah, they're not all horror. There's lots of different films, so I'll have to think of a scenario when I can add, or if you guys tell me when would be a good kind of episode to throw one in. If you want to go off and guess the film clip, maybe my big screen reviews, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, so um, so that's basically the vlogs and the answers. So let me know how many you got, and I'll check your results anyway and count them up. And then what I'll do once I can compare all the answers to everyone else's, then I can announce the winner. So, because like I said, if more than one person gets a certain amount, or all of them or whatever, then I can't just. I'm not going to flip a coin or anything. I still haven't thought what I'll do, but yeah. So well done for anyone who took part, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you didn't have to rack your brains too much. And I tried to give you the time code, so if you chose to listen to all the music, then that's your fault. um, so, any questions? Anything you want to ask me? What's my T-shirt? Well, my T-shirt is the Millennium Falcon, and I think it's a Haynes manual type thing. Um, Obviously, the British come out with these Haynes car manuals where they have all the cutaways and everything, and this is a similar kind of thing. Um, oh, well done, Cheekster. 11 out of 14. That's really good. That is really good, mate. Yes, obviously, I looked at your answers the other night and I went through them. And I thought, it's done pretty good. Um, but yes, and obviously, I gave you a little chance, didn't I? I knew you'd get aliens once you thought about it again. It is a horror, mate. All the alien films, as far as I'm concerned, are horror films. But obviously, people look at them differently. Yes, they're sci-fi, science fiction, out and out science fiction. But it's less horror than Alien, isn't it? Definitely. Um, but the fact that it's still the same alien creatures and all that, and facehuggers and everything in the eggs, then yeah, to me, it's just a horror film. So thank you. Yes, it is a nice T-shirt. I've had it a long time. Um, I have another one which has a Star Destroyer on it. I can't remember where I got them from. You'd have to. I think they come up on Facebook and things like that, and they'll be out there. Um, they might even be in places like HMV and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, you've probably seen my other ones in videos because obviously I don't wear the same clothes all the time. I know sometimes my videos, even though they're spread apart, I'm wearing the same clothes. It's because I do like 3 or 4 videos in one go. It's just when I've got the time really, and when I'm in the mood, and invariably when I'm in the mood, and when I've got space on my phone. Um, so I found that YouTube have launched a new app. It's a new editing app, and it's why you've actually started to see some changes in my videos. And it's how I managed to do the intro for the vlogs with the special effects and everything. And but now I kind of thought it was online and whatnot. And when you export a video to upload to YouTube, it exports it to your device, but also it's already in your device, so you end up with it twice in your device. And I saw my storage was going down and down and down, and I thought, oh, what is it? What is it? So I suddenly thought to myself, well, those videos must be stored somewhere in the phone. And yes, lo and behold, as I started to delete them, I suddenly ended up with 20 gig of space. um, but yeah, it's making the videos more enjoyable to do. I don't have to edit them the old way, and I don't have to get quite so frustrated. It's a much simpler way of editing, um, and it's a little bit more what I was used to on my laptop. There's still a few things that you can't do, but it's only the beta version at the moment. So any of you out there with a YouTube channel that sort of struggle a little bit with your editing, download the YouTube. Let's see what it's called. Um, YT Studio, and this way you can't point. Ah, that middle one there, basically. Um, and yes, that is interactive matrix on my phone. Um, no, why is it gone? Sorry, not you, not YT Studio. YT Create. Let's do it from this way. Oh, bugger off. Yeah, this logo here. YouTube Create. Oh, yeah. So yes, that's what's helped with my YouTube videos. It's allowed me to do the overlays while I keep talking. But you can record a voiceover as well. So it's very, very helpful when creating YouTube content. But like I said, bizarrely, you have to export from the software before you can upload to YouTube. You can't just upload to YouTube. Uh, Maybe that will come later. Like I said, it's the beta version at the moment, so they're all just testing it. And because I'm a creator, I've tested it. Hey Keith, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. So Dave says, let's. Can I get this comment up on screen? There we go. Is there a 4K for Zombie? Dave, yes, there is, my friend. It is from uh, Blue Blue Underground. Yes, it's from Blue Underground. Now there was a slip with the original pressing, but you'd be hard pressed to find that now. But if you're not worried about the slip, then yes, Blue Underground have a 4K of Zombie, and I haven't seen it yet. I've been waiting for when Bumper and I get to it. So yeah, um, so this was a fun watch for me. Really enjoyed this one by accident. Really recorded it on a film channel. Yes, of course you're in Canada, aren't you? So it's nice to know I've got people for quite far afield. Not so many of you from Canada. I've got more people from America that watch the channel. So you need to tell your mates, Dave. Get them onto it. um, let's see. So hi Keith, and to everyone in the chat. Hope all is well. Yes, all is well with me. I hope you are all well too. Um, Keith in the house. So Cheeks loves everyone. He's the first to comment on everyone's channel most of the time. And what show? Yes, so that's them talking to each other. Um, there we go. So Keith, what you been up to, my friend? Got any more amazing sets to show? um, Yeah, so you saw where is it? You got this on Blu-ray, haven't you, Keith? Um, so yeah, what did you? I know what you thought of it. You really enjoyed it. Is the Blu-ray a nice Blu-ray compared to others? You know, is the picture nice? Was the sound good? And that sort of thing. I need to hunt down for a version. Um, so in answer to my getting Dave to get people, says, haha, will do. Got a couple of subscribers from us, children. Cool, nice. And but we'll try. Yes, yeah, it would be nice to have them as well. I'm sure they. I think you said you sit and watch some of the videos with them. Keith says I have three more busts coming in the next 2 days or so. YouTube is going to be very busy for me in the coming weeks. Wow, interesting. Um, so right behind the sofa is a display cabinet, and in there are a couple of busts. Now I'm thinking of getting them out because they're hidden around there. And there was also something else behind the sofa which was taking up a lot of space, and it meant we couldn't get to this display unit very well. So, but now I can. I shall get those two busts out, and I think I shall show them off. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think if I can perhaps find some more of my other box sets, I know I mentioned a long, long time ago that I wanted to show them off. I don't have as many as Keith by any means, but I do have quite a few of them. So you know, you never picked up Frozen. I thought I watched a video where you'd seen Frozen, or someone gave it to you, Keith. Hmm. Am I getting mixed up with someone else? I swear you um when they're on the chairlift, the ski lift, you know. Anyway, doesn't matter. um right, just gonna have another drink. Mm. Um yeah, what else do you want me to talk about? It's coming up to an hour. So we've done the competition. So we've got the results there. Like I said, I'll hold off a little bit. If anyone else you know, because people don't always get a chance to watch these things live, and there's such thing as catch up. So I'll give it a week. So today is the 16th of December. So I'll give it a week before I announce the winner of the competition. No, I definitely do not own Frozen. I've heard of it, but never seen it. Wow, Keith, that is really weird. Whose video did I watch then? Where someone had been given the film Frozen. Yeah, that is confusing. There's been a lot going on of late. I mean, yeah, obviously part of the reason my vlogs and everything went a bit out the window was just life getting in the way. I think being made redundant and starting my new job, um, and yeah, so obviously having to find another job and that kind of thing. So yes, the company I used to work for, where I made the fancy things that you hold in your hand, and the heat from your hand makes them go round, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I don't work for them anymore. They had to let me go. Sales are sort of dried up a little bit, and but they used to work next to another company, which is the company I work for now. They're in a completely different building. Where they were all clumped, there was like 10 different companies in this warehouses and whatever building it was, workshops and things, and they all moved out from there to new places. But my old boss and my new boss have been friends for 20 years, so he put me on to him, and you know, I got the job on merit, not because they were mates. And so that day my boss Chris at the time from Contacts said, if you want to leave and go home and start looking for work and everything, you can do. He was so accommodating for the situation. They didn't want to get rid of me. They just had to. Company couldn't afford to keep me. So um, anyway, so I did that, and bizarrely that evening I got a phone call from another company. Just happened these agency guys saw my CV and thought I'd be great for this job, and that was potentially recycling some of the plastics that don't currently get recycled, and they were going to turn them into oil and gas and new plastics. Um, and I went for two interviews there, and it was looking like I was going to get the job. And I'd already interviewed for where I am now, which is a company called Process Parameters. We make sensor probes, heat sensors, fuel sensors, all sorts of things. And I'd been waiting for Process Parameters to get back to me, and it wasn't until the Friday of the week I had the interview that they got back to me, and they offered me the job. And I was like, oh, now I'm waiting to find out if I had the other job from the other company, which was a company called Itero. Um, and they were both fairly close to me. One was in Ivor, and the other one was in Maidenhead. But and yeah, so there was a bit of messing around, and Itero just started to mess me around. So I said, no, I'm not going to work for them if they're going to. Then I got to the second interview like most people didn't, and then they messed me around. So I said, no, sod it. Even though it was more money. So I got this new job, and that's it. So Dave says it's December, haha. So Halloween done. Did you get to November war films and on to December Christmas films? As you say, life gets in the way. Yes, Dave. So I have watched a couple of World War Two films, and maybe next year it'll be more of a thing for November. Obviously, I've missed November now, so um, that was obviously a very important month for me as my wife had her birthday, and that was a big birthday, and we had a quite big celebration for that, which was nice. Um, and can't say that got in the way. That was there first. um, but yeah, I have a review coming up for Cross of Iron, which I got in 4K, as you may have seen from when I went to HMV in London. And that was very cool meeting Doug. Um, he was there browsing the shelves, and then suddenly just turned around and said to me, "Are you on YouTube?" I was like, "Yeah." And he went, "Double Bill Movies." I was like, "Yeah." Yeah, that was kind of cool. I'm not famous. I'm no one. My channel is still very small, but I'm very appreciative for having I'm at 587 subscribers now. That's great, and it doesn't matter how you interact, whether you just watch my videos, and or as long as you put likes, must put likes on videos, and yeah, you know, there's not millions of people in the comments, but hey, who wants to be sitting replying to hundreds and hundreds of comments all the time? I got to have a life as well, but every comment I get, I reply to, because it's only fair, I think, to reply to them. So I imagine, Keith, you spend a hell of a lot of time sitting replying to comments, and I know I'm pretty sure John Clancy replies to all of his, and he gets conversations going with his, and he's like 27,000 subs now. That's amazing. But he's got a brilliant channel. So is Keith. So is Mono Chelovek, and so many great channels out there. And I love this community. Bumper and I doing the series. That's great. The interaction when I've done the live streams with Matt V Movies and AJ's Movie Place, and I've watched some of the live streams with um, Pete and forgot Andy, Forgotten World of Movies, and oh, I forget his name now, Mike. and his channel. Yeah, so many people, so many great. Uh, Dan, obviously from Dan's Movie Cave, um, Carlos from Eastwood Fan for Life, and 101 Bronson, Jeff. You know, so many great channels, different content. They're into their westerns. Dan's obviously into his World War II as well and his sci-fi, so he follows all three. But he's a bigger fan of I think westerns probably, and of course he's into his martial art films as well, and that sort of thing. So we all help each other discover things. Obviously, I mentioned Nige from Rock God 2004. Um, so many other channels, some new channels popping up. Stuart from is it Stuart's Movie Collection? Sorry, I forgot that wrong, mate. Um, and you know, people realizing that you can come onto YouTube and you can sit and you can talk about your favorite films, and generally people will interact with you. It's nice, and you know, when I meet people like Cheekster and Dave, and many other great people, and you have good sort of conversations back and forth, and that kind of thing. Um, so Dave says, "Glad you got a new job. Watching a film is a huge de-stressor for me." Yes, mate. You're very right there. It is a de-stressor, and you know, now I've got this big screen. I know I keep saying this, but the experience I'm having with my screen and the this bad boy, um, it's it, our level of enjoyment has gone up massively. And you know, my mate Neil, who comes round, I think I've shown it, but I would wish I could show the picture of him standing next to the screen. I mean, he's not as tall as I am. I'm 6'1", um, but he's that's about 5'10", something like that. And you know, you see him stood next to the screen, and the screen looks massive because it is. And you know, it just gains so much more from the big screen. And Keith, I know you're thinking about it, mate. I really, really think you need to get on to looking into a projector and the screen. Obviously, don't get rid of your TV, but uh, yeah, you will be blown away by the experience of seeing such a big image in front of you. Um, you know, you obviously enjoy watching your OLED, and what is it, 60 inch or something like that. Um, but essentially, you know, you could get a screen in there. It depends on how far away you can get your projector as to what throw you can get. And obviously, very, very short throw ones are really, really expensive at the moment. Um, but you know, I urge anyone to get a projector because if you enjoy films as much as you do, um, I can guarantee you, you're not enjoying them as much as you would if you were able to. Because not everyone's able to. I understand that. I've been very lucky that I've been able to buy this screen and the projector. I still want a bigger screen. Still not big enough. I would like to, as I've said before, I initially wanted to project onto the wall, but obviously the TV's there and the TV mount. So if the TV had just been on a stand and not mounted to the wall, I would have rectified that and got everything out of the way and just project onto the wall, essentially like John Clancy does now. Once he cut the hole in his wall and put his projector where it is, he now projects onto his wall, so he gets a much bigger image. Um, I gained one new subscriber in the past day or two. Yes, that's correct, Cheeks. I did. I had 586, and for some reason now I have 587. YouTube doesn't always tell me. It seems to be a bit delayed. Suddenly I get a notification saying new subscriber and who it is. But if you're watching, welcome to you. Thank you for joining my channel. I have plenty of content for you to go and watch. um, right. Well, it's been over an hour. I've actually got something to go and do on my car. I washed my car earlier, so my car is now nice, clean, and shiny. But it's dark outside, but I still have something I need to do because if I drove it again now, I'd be breaking the law. So there's something I need to do to make it legal again. Um, so anyway, thank you for watching. If you're watching on catch up, I appreciate you watching on catch up. If you want to comment, um, and on catch up, please do. I will get back to you if there's any questions you have, or you just want to say, oh, nice films or nice box set or wherever it is. And yeah, so essentially this, well, yeah. All right, Keith, take it easy, my friend. All the best to you too. um and yes, like I said, I'll give it a week and we'll find out who the winner is of the box set. Yes, Dave. I shall again, next time I do one, I'll give you plenty of notice. And I'm so glad you got onto this one. I know you've missed a few, and you've sort of been able to get in some of the others that I've been part of. But yeah, I'm glad I could do this at a sort of time where you're actually up, as I know it's morning for you. So thank you for joining me. Very much appreciate, my friend. And yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. So Tista says, thanks for the live stream, Trev, and pleasure. Consider doing more in the future. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, mate. Yeah, I will. And yeah, I will try and do a few more live streams. It's about finding the time and thinking of something to do. And yeah, Dave says the time works for him, so good. Yeah, 3:30 is about right, and an hour is a good length. Hour and a half maybe. If I've got some really good stuff to talk about, or I start getting lots of questions, then Dave also says, good to be here and meet you guys. 90 films. So yeah, Cheeks, Dave's been yeah, obviously read your comment and found out how many films you watched. That's amazing. So anyway, bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video. So all of you, take it easy.